What's up, everybody? It's another episode of Room for Sports podcast with your host, Daniel Buyaba. We're talking about NBA playoffs again, of course. This has been the main topics from our podcast so far. The second round is coming to an end. We have three teams looking to clinch berths into prospective conference finals. We already have the Boston Celtics that clinched the Eastern Conference Finals yesterday, winning 4-1 versus the Cleveland Cavaliers. We got the number one seed in the West, Oklahoma, down 3-2, looking to force Game 7 tomorrow, I believe. They play tomorrow. We got the Minnesota Timberwolves versus the Denver Nuggets, a 3-2 series that Denver has caught back up. Remember last time we spoke, the Timberwolves were up 2-0, and now they have lost 3 games in a row. Game 6 is tonight in Minnesota. We'll see if Minnesota forces a Game 7 or Denver comes back and win 4 straight to clinch conference finals for back-to-back years. We got, who else? We got Indiana Pacers versus the Knicks. Last time we spoke, the series was 1-0. The Knicks had won that. No, actually, no. The last time we spoke, it was 2-0 Knicks. And the Knicks lost 2 straight after that, and they won Game 5 back at the crib. So all the home teams has won in that series. And it's 3-2. I believe the game's tomorrow. The game's tomorrow. Let's check. Yeah, their game's tomorrow. And then the Thunder and Mavericks are on Saturday. So it's only one games per day now into the next series, I believe. Well, obviously the next series is going to be 1 games too, because it's Final Four, basically. But let's talk about it. Cleveland Cavaliers. It was 1-1 last time we spoke. Or no, 1-0 last time we spoke. Cavaliers ended up still in a road game in Boston. Donovan Mitchell went crazy, 29 points. The second half was big for the Cleveland Cavaliers. I believe they won the third quarter, 36-24. That was huge. And we got to talk about Boston at the crib. Boston at the crib is like they've been around 500 mark for the last few years. And so that's been concerning for the Boston fans. Like, they got home court advantage, but they don't win home games, and that's kind of weird because you should be winning your home court games. But they're 8-2 in the playoffs right now. Believe they won all their games by double digits besides Game 4, I believe, versus the Cavs. The Cavs were shorthanded. Donovan Mitchell didn't play the last 2 games of the series. Jared Allen didn't play the whole Celtics series, and LeVert didn't play Game 5. Of the series. So what should we say? Jason Tatum, he led scoring the last few games. He led 33 back-to-back games. 33 back-to-back games, and then he ended with 25 in Game 5. He had 33 in Game 3 and 4, which led to those wins. Boston, there's not really much to say about Boston in this Cavaliers series. As you tell, Cleveland were shorthanded. Darius Garland didn't really step up how we expected. I expected him to be the leading number 2, but it seemed like he didn't take that step. Evan Mobley played well. I feel like he took a step. He did way better this playoffs than he did last playoffs. And now we just got to talk about their offseason and what should be leading towards them. We've been seeing today that Donovan Mitchell has been frustrated with the team's play in the playoffs, saying like the team didn't take the playoffs for granted. Like, he wasn't happy with how they was playing their performances, That's stuff like that. And he went on Twitter and said those are all caps. And I see the Cavaliers were frustrated with Jared Allen as well. Jared Allen had a fractured rib. They wanted him to take painkillers so it could be numbed. I was seeing, but he didn't want to take that. He didn't want to risk taking those painkillers. So I guess like people around the Cleveland Cavaliers were frustrated with him as well. JB Bickerstaff, the head coach, his future with the Cleveland might not be. We don't know how long he will be with Cleveland Cavaliers. They might be looking into getting a new head coach. And that's what I've been reading. They might looking to get a new head coach, which we'll talk about the NBA coaching carousel later on in this podcast. But Cleveland, they didn't play bad for being shorthanded. They didn't play bad. They did their best. The first half in Game 5, it was close. It's just like Boston didn't come out and like killed them in the first half. They settled, they settled and then walked them down, and then when it was time to kill, they killed. So yeah, they didn't really go out. Like what I had the series in 6. I thought it would win to 6 if Donovan Mitchell played game. What did he miss? Donovan Mitchell missed 4 and 5. Yeah, I feel like they could have won Game 4 if Donovan Mitchell played. I feel like they wouldn't have lost both games at home. So yeah, I had Boston in 6. They ended up winning in 5. Really, Boston really should have swept them if we're being honest. That Game 2 loss should never happened, especially by 24. You can't get smacked by 24 after being 37-4 the regular season at the crib. So losing by 34 is pretty not 34, 24 is pretty wild as a first seed. But let's talk about another East Conference. The Knicks versus the Pacers. And that's been a good series. I believe I had Knicks in 6, but by the time I predicted, it was 2-0, and I had thought the Knicks would win in 5. But the Knicks lost those 2 games in the Pacers arena. Game 3, the Pacers arena, that game was back and forth. I believe the Pacers had a big lead that game too, and the Knicks came back. I believe. But I know Andrew Nembhard hit the big 3. He was like 0 for 6 from the threes that game, and then he hit the last 3 from deep. I'm telling you, shot clock deep. They won that game by 3. Jalen Brunson at the end tried to draw a foul, trying to shoot a 3. He missed it. They lose 2-1. They lose the game. The series is 2-1. Then Game 4 on Sunday, the Pacers blow them out the gym, I believe, but like, oh yeah, they lost by 32 points. 32 points that game. Brunson had, he had 20. No, that Brunson had 18 in 31 minutes. Josh Hart, 2 points. Dante had 7. No, the Nova boys didn't play well. They lost that game in the first quarter. They were down by as many as 20 points in the first quarter. Halliburton had 20. Halliburton had a big game. Game 3, I believe. He had 35 points. Yeah, he had 35 points that game. And I see like people were mad that he was talking smack to Dante after he hit a sidestep 3. It's crazy. Like people said like they only talk trash when they're up. They never talk trash when they're down. But like that's when you're supposed to talk trash. I see it. I'm like, bro. In the NBA, if you're winning, you can talk as much trash if you want. But if you're down, why would you talk trash if you're losing? That was my point. Like, they were getting mad at Tyrese saying he's like the next Devin Booker because Devin Booker talks trash as well. But yeah, that didn't make any sense to me how they were trying to say like he's only talking when he's up, but like that's what you're supposed to talk smack, in my opinion. It was just, Knicks fans hated probably, the NBA fans hated. In the NBA, nothing's right. You can't do nothing right. Like, there's always going to be something about something each game, honestly. But that series is 3-2 now. Game 5, I believe. Yeah, game 5 was a blowout. So disappointed in Tyrese Halliburton. Tyrese Halliburton was a no-show. I don't know. He should understand that. However he plays, that's how the team goes. He only had 13 points in 34 minutes, took 9 shots. I believe we said the same thing about him earlier this series, how he was a no-show, bro. He just can't be no-shows. Negative 22 plus minus. They had like situations. Isaiah Jackson set his hard screen on Dante. They got mad. I forgot who got mad at him. It was Isaiah Hartenstein. He got mad. It was a hard screen. It's basketball. Hard screens happen all the time. Alex Burke put his arm on Isaiah Jackson. It's just a hard screen. Would they get double text, I believe? And then Dante dunked the ball. And then Miles Turner hit him with the hard screen. Dante got mad. Dante said some words to him. Miles Turner said some words to him. Double text, I believe. It's just like, we know they're not gonna fight in the NBA. They just talking trash, but we love it. We love when they talk trash. But you can see the Knicks was definitely in the Pacers' head that game. Well, at that moment, there was a Miles Turner's head for sure. Isaiah Jackson, I don't remember like what time that happened, so I can't really say it was in his head. But they definitely was in Miles Turner's head. Miles Turner didn't do anything after that. I believe he had 16, but like I don't think he scored right after that. But the Pacers went out sad. Like game 5, a must-win game, you lose by 30, bro. It's like how you win by 30 on Sunday, and then the next game you lose by 30. Like that don't make no sense, bro. But that's home court advantage for you, bro. Home court advantage. Siakam had 22. Time he gets 20, it's a blowout. So that 20 doesn't really matter, honestly. Brunson had 28 at half. Feeding Andrew Nembhard. Like, I don't know why they took Naismith off of him, bro. When Andre Nembhard is guarding Jalen Brunson, that's food, bro. Jalen Brunson eats. And it is crazy how Jalen Brunson has been cooking them this whole series. Knicks made adjustments. The Knicks started Miles McBride over Precious Achiuwa because Precious, as we know, OG Anunoby has been hurt since game 2. I don't know if he's playing game 6. I don't know if he's playing game 7, if it goes 7. But I know if they make a next round, he should possibly be back. But, you know, they started Precious Achiuwa game 5. They lost by 30. Coach Tibbs made adjustment, played McBride this game. They win by 30 points. He has a plus 26, and he has a 17 points, 3 for 7. So going small really helped the Knicks. It really helped the Knicks because they had to guard they had to make the Pacers guard, which the Pacers haven't been doing this whole playoffs and this whole season, honestly. But game 6, I had Knicks in 6, right? But I wouldn't mind seeing it go to 7. Game 7 in the Madison Square Garden. That would be lit. That would be lit. But I had them in 6, so I gotta stick to the prediction. But the home team never lost the series, and this has been a good rivalry so far because it looked like they hate each other. It's looking like back in the day for sure. So we'll see. We'll see what goes with that. Let's talk about OKC Thunder versus Dallas Mavericks. Like I've been saying, I've been right so far. I said this series is going to go back and forth, and the series is going to end in 7. OKC won game 1. Game 2, Dallas won. Game 3, Dallas won. Back and forth. And then, so it's 2-1 Dallas. And then Dallas sold that game. Game 4, Dallas sold that. Dallas was up the whole game. In the 4th quarter, Dallas couldn't make no plays. Oh, I gotta go to that series real quick. Dallas couldn't make no plays. Luka had he had 18 points, I believe. Luka had 18. That game was low scoring too. Jeez. Dallas was up 14 that game, as much as 14. Luka 18.6 for 20. Missed a key free throw at the game to tie the game up. But Shai Gilgeous was making plays. He was killing them off the mid-range in the fourth quarter, hitting every mid-range shot. He went over the backboard. Shai's been amazing for them. He's been holding it down for them, showing them why he should have been MVP. But I feel like he needs more help. J-Dub has been a no-show. J-Dub stats, like his shooting percentage has been lower. His points may be up there because he's probably getting garbage points like how everybody does. But his shooting stats has been horrible. 5 for 19 in Game 4. Game 5, he shot 6 for 13, 12 points with a -12 shooting. Like J-Dub has to get his 15 to 18 points for them to win. Shake has to get his 12 to 15 points. The Shake has to be an impact on the board. Shake only had 4 boards in Game 5 with 0 fouls. It's like Shaq wasn't being aggressive that game. Game 4. Let's talk Game 4. Kyrie. Let's go back to Game 4. Kyrie was a no-show. He had like, what do you have? Kyrie had 9 points. He had 9 points, 4 for 11. You know, Kyrie hasn't been that aggressive in the first half. I've been noticing this whole playoffs. He's been looking to kill the second half. And he hasn't been killing the second half the recent games I've been watching. Yeah, like I said, he ended with 9 points. But he had, what do you have, assists? He had 9 assists, 9 points, 9 assists. So, like, he's been a playmaker, I guess, this series. He's been a playmaker this series. Game 5, he only had 12 points and they won the game. It was like Kyrie's been taking a big step back, but he's been being a leader. Supposedly, he's been being a leader. He's been showing his veteran leadership on the floor. But PJ Tucker, we got to talk about PJ Tucker. He's been killing. He's been killing OKC, man. Them corner threes, he's been killing them. Shai Gilgeous talk about they got to cut his water off, man, because he's been killing them, man. Shai, he knows about PJ. They was teammates at Kentucky, so they've been playing with each other. They played with each other for that year. He knows what he's capable of doing, and PJ's been killing them. He had a slow game last game, Game 5. He had 10 points, but those 10 points was huge because he hit a 3 in the corner. Then he missed his 3 got blocked, and he got the offensive rebound and scored it. So, like, his points was huge. He had 10 and 10 that game. But every other games, he's been their leading scorer 27, 21, and Game 4, Game 3, 27. It's like he's been there every game. Luka triple-double back-to-back games. He had 31, 10, and 11 last game. Shot 12 for 22, 5 for 11. His shooting was his good Game 5. But dang, OKC was supposed to win that game, man. Lou Dort been playing amazing defense on Luka. I'll say that. But OKC was supposed to win that game at the crib, bro. Because now they got to go to Dallas, and Kyrie's undefeated in game-clinching series games. He's undefeated. And now, looking at that, my prediction might be in jeopardy because I said OKC in 7. Now, in of history, it will basically be Mavs in 6 because of Kyrie's history in game-clinching games. But I feel like OKC the coach of the year, he took a gamble by starting Isaiah Joe over Josh Giddey, and that low might have messed them up. Because that just like, even though they've been doing adjustments all year, but Isaiah Joe came out 2 straight fouls, so he had to come out the game, and Josh Giddey had to come in. So now that's messing up the bench subs because the bench minutes is messed up now. It's messed up because now they got to go in deeper in their bench. But you know, it's tough. That game's tough. That has been a tough game. I'm looking forward to Game 6. on Saturday. Game 6 is on Saturday. Hopefully Thunder take care and force a 7 so we see a Game 7 on Monday. I would love to see a Game 7 on that on Monday. But dang, OKC had to win that game at home, bro. They had to win that game at home. It's going to be hard beating them because the fans know it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard, that game. Let's talk about Timberwolves versus the Nuggets. Last time we talked, I was mad because I didn't see my predictions before that series because that series ended early. I had Nuggets in 6. Last time we talked, Nuggets were down 2-0. So I said Nuggets are gonna win in 7 because I just don't see. This is what I had. I had Nuggets will come back being down 3-1 because I knew they would win Game 3. But I didn't think they would win Game 4. I didn't think the Wolves would lose 2 at home. But they lost 2 at home. So Nuggets in 7. I thought I had them coming back from 3-1 just because the Joker is MVP. He's going to do some superstar type performance. But now the series is 3-2. They lost 2 at the crib. The Wolves lost 2 at the crib, and Denver finally won 1 at home. So will the Wolves finally win 1 at home today? We'll see. But I want to stick to my first prediction and say Nuggets in 6. But then again, Ant could get 40 tonight. Ant's been off the last 2 games, if you haven't seen. Ant's been off. Ant had 18 last game, 15 game 4. Right, game 4. Yeah, game 4 he had 44 game 4. Hold on. I swear he had 18. Oh, game 3 he probably had 15. Let's check. Oh, he had 19. I don't know what I thought. But okay. And had 44 and they lost game 4. And game 5 he had 18. Okay. He had 18, but Mike Conley didn't play game 5. And once I knew that, I knew the Nuggets wasn't gonna lose again at home. I just knew they wasn't gonna lose at home. But Joker been cooking. Joker has been cooking Rudy Gobert. I said it. He shot 8 for 9 versus him last game in game 5. He had 40 points, 7 rebounds, 13 assists, and 0 turnovers. It's like, bro, how is he cooking the defensive player of the year and then still getting his teammates involved with having 0 turnovers? It's like their game plan for game 1 and 2 has probably gone out the Gobert didn't play game 2. From game 1 has gone out the window. They should have kept Cat on Joker, so Rudy Gobert. I feel like Rudy Gobert is a better help side defender. That's what I realized. He's a better help side defender, which happened in game 1. He was frustrated because Rudy Gobert was playing the backside, basically safety, and he was cleaning up like lobs to Gordon. He was blocking those, like deflecting those, adjusting those shots. But now, Rudy Gobert has been a liability, of course, like he always has been in the playoffs. Like, for example, 2021 versus the Clippers, Terrence Mann was cooking him. I forgot what game that was. Terrence Mann had probably his career high. Rudy Gobert did not want to guard the perimeter, and he was getting cooked. But this time, Joker is killing him outside and inside. He's killing him with these pump fakes, all these Hakeem the Dream moves and all that, and Rudy Gobert has no answer for him. And everybody some people are saying it's not Rudy Gobert's fault. No one can guard the Joker. You don't have to guard him. I mean, you have to guard him, but you're not going to lock up the Joker, but you got to slow him down. He shouldn't be able to get 40 points and 13 assists as a big and 0 turnovers. Like, he's not having no turnovers. Like, what are you doing? Like, you can't stop him. Like, he should have some turnovers, bro. That's what we're saying. Like, he should have some turnovers. I think one of the Nuggets players, I forgot who said it, talked about we finally realized how to guard the Wolves. We've been stuck on the Lakers because we played the Lakers so much in the playoffs, and when we played them game 1 and game 2, we didn't know how to guard them, but now they found a way to adjust and guard them. So I feel like it ends tonight. Hopefully it ends tonight. Joker probably gonna kill Rudy Gobert. I feel like tonight they gotta go back to Cat guarding him, and they're gonna have Rudy Gobert play Aaron Gordon. But shit, Aaron Gordon might cook him as well. You feel me? I feel like Aaron Gordon might cook him as well. Aaron Gordon had 25. I forgot what game it was. Game 3, I believe he had 25. No, game 4 he had 25. Let's check. You know I gotta keep my stats with me. Ain't no way everybody know everything off the dome. Yeah, Aaron Gordon had 27, missed one shot. It's crazy. Michael Porter hasn't been doing nothing this series, bro. After the averaging 22 versus the Lakers, he hasn't been doing nothing this series. Jamal Murray hasn't been doing anything. Jamal Murray is battling a calf injury. And he still hasn't given my 25 that I'll be putting on the parlays. Even though I only put that once. He still hasn't gave me that. He only gave us 21 times. So it's like Jamal's due for a breakout game. It's going to be this game. It's going to be game 7. We don't know. But they got to slow Joker down. I feel like putting Cat back on him is going to be key. It's going to be key for sure. I feel like the Wolves had him, though. Like, bro, the Wolves are supposed to be up 3-1. The Wolves are supposed to, they're supposed to be up 3-1. Probably winning the series at 6. After stealing 2 games on the road, and I knew game 3 they was going to lose, but they got killed game 3. That should never happen. But game 4, you lose that game, bro? Come on. Game 4, and that's the game game 4, that's the game. Oh, yeah, that's when Jamal Murray hit that half-court shot. Hey, that boy that looked good in the air. After that, I knew it was wraps for the Wolves. I knew they wasn't winning that. I knew it was wraps for the Wolves. But yeah, Joker has been cooking Rudy Gobert. And Rudy Gobert is what I've been saying he is. He's a liability in the playoffs, bro. He get all them defensive player of the year awards, but he gets cooked in every playoff situation. Sorry, but it's true. But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so they should have won game 4. Like they were supposed to win game 4, and they would have probably lost game 5, and then close it out tonight. They should be up 3-2, closing it out tonight, but instead they're down 3-2, finna blow a 2-0 lead. And every game matters, man. Ant was talking about that's okay. They took one. They should have never took one at y'all cribs, bro. They should have never took one at y'all crib, bro. And yeah, Jamal and Ant had words for each other at the end, but looking like Jamal's gonna get the last words, in my opinion. He's gonna get the last words. Let's talk. We could talk. What should we get into? Okay, so what I say? Yeah, Nuggets are gonna close it out tonight. If not tonight, they're gonna win this series in 7. So Cleveland. Not Cleveland. Boston. Should the Boston play Pacers or the Knicks? I feel like since the Knicks are like down to their last legs, Boston should beat them in 5, maybe 6. I feel like that series to go 6 because the game in Madison Square Garden is going to be rocking. If they play them, it's going to be rocking that game. But Boston got to have that killer mentality, bro, and just like finish them and go to the finals. Draymond Green made a good point talking about the Celtics. Celtics been in the conference finals 6 times out of the 8 seasons, been in 3 in a row, and they got no rings to show for it. This has to be the year they win a championship. I'm telling you, this has to be the year they win a championship. There's no way. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown been doing this since 2018. That was Jason Tatum's rookie year when he was with Kyrie. They've been doing this since 2018. Only got 1 finals appearance to show for it. Was down 3-0 versus the 8th seed. Managed they kept back game 7 and lose that game 7. There's no way. They don't have no rings to show for it. They wasn't beating the Warriors. We knew they wasn't going to beat the Warriors. Well, I knew. And this should be the year we see them in the finals and see them win it. If they don't play the Nuggets. If they play the Nuggets, they might lose. But we'll see. So I posted on Instagram questions y'all want me to answer. So I got a couple questions sent to me. I'm gonna answer those questions. I'm gonna answer the question you guys gave to me. Yeah. So first question is, why do you like Michigan State over University of Michigan? Honestly, why I like MSU better? I ain't gonna lie. I used to rock with Michigan. I really used to rock with Michigan. I feel like the year Jim Harbaugh came, that was like the year I started rocking with Michigan. I don't know. Something about Jim Harbaugh I didn't like. I don't remember what happened. Because I remember during basketball when Trey Burke was there, 2013 when they went to the finals versus Louisville. I remember that the times when they played Kansas, Trey Burke hit that three. Football, Denard Robinson. Yeah, I used to root for Denard Robinson, but yeah, I for sure switched up on them. I just don't like them no more. I don't know. Tom Izzo was a better coach. Tom Izzo's programmed, like the way I watched Tom Izzo over those years, it was like, damn, I would want to play for Tom Izzo more than I would want to play for John Beeline, Juwan Howard, and well, I don't know nothing about the new coach right now. Switched up. I wanted to be different, honestly. But yeah, Michigan State's having their down years in football, and I don't really say nothing about that. They talk trash to me all the time, but I really don't care. I'm more of a basketball guy when it comes to that. But when we win in football, you best believe I talk trash. Like when Kenneth Walker was feeding them that one year, I best believe I was talking my trash, bro. Well, Mel Tucker was there. Sick of what happened, what his situation happened, but best believe I was talking my smack this year. Michigan State will be back in football. Best believe that. We'll be back in football. And that new NCAA game that's coming out, college football, I'm gonna make Michigan State great again. Make them great again. I'm gonna do dynasties with Michigan State on that new football game that comes out in July. I'm gonna make them dominant, and we're gonna beat Michigan for sure. But like I always like Michigan State basketball for sure. Like they got the dogs. Michigan State got dogs on their squad. Like they're past. You can look at all the alumni with them. They got dogs, and Michigan got puppies. Like Michigan haven't had no real killers since Trey Burke. Honestly, Trey Burke's class, they haven't had real killer. Trey Burke was probably the only real killer on their squad, for real. John Beeline always recruited the Suburbans, while Tom Izzo went for the hood. So I always like playing with coach styles. I would want to play with Izzo for sure. That's why I always like Michigan State over Michigan. And I'm always gonna like Michigan State over Michigan. I don't care if Michigan, whatever Michigan does. Michigan won a natty. I didn't care. They cheated, honestly, with recruiting and all that. But who cares about that? Their coach is gone. They got a new coach. Whatever happens with them this year, that's good with them. But I'm go green, bro. I'm go green. Another question is, who do you think the NBA team of the future is? The future probably OKC. OKC got all those picks. They got the young stars right now. They got Shai Gilgeous, Josh Giddey, Lou Dort, J-Dub, Shaq. That starting five is young. And they got the 12th pick coming in this year. That could be J-Dub's brother. They got Cason Wallace last year from Kentucky. 12th pick. They got draft picks from all the trades from the Clippers trade with the Clippers traded from Paul George. The Houston Rockets traded with Chris Paul and Westbrook. And they got plenty more trades. So I feel like they're the future for sure. They should be a championship team sooner than later. So they're my NBA future team. Who's the best 3-and-D player in the league? That's a good question. That's a very good question. I've been thinking about that answer for a minute now. And I still can't even give you a bright, honest answer. 3 and D is a player that can score the ball and defend the ball at a high level. I don't know would Ant even be in the discussion as a 3 and D because he's a. I thought and I thought the 3 and D was the small forward position as well. So thinking about that, I have Paul George as one of the best 3 and D players. Jimmy Butler as one of the best 3 and D players. J-Dub, I can't even say J-Dub yet. Damn, another good 3 and D player. Kawhi, I could say Kawhi. But that would be a two-way week. I don't know. That's hard. I'm gonna say right now, I'll still say Paul George, even though he doesn't show up in playoffs, bro. Paul George. Should I say Paul George? Put in the comments who y'all think the best 3 and D player is. Yeah, put in the comments who y'all think. I'm trying to think right now, bro. I'm trying to give y'all an answer on the spot. Mikal Bridges had a chance to, but I don't think Mikal Bridges is the best 3 and D. That's hard, bro. That's hard. Andrew Wiggins had a chance, but Andrew Wiggins hasn't been good since the finals. Damn, that was a good question, whoever asked that. I forgot who asked that. Damn, who asked that question? I forgot who asked that question. You think the Mavs and Thunder will run into a Game 7? Yes, I do. Thunder is not my team, but Thunder is my pick to win the West. So I'm still picking the West. I'm still picking Thunder to win that series. Is Kyrie Irving an underrated defender? I don't necessarily think he's an underrated defender because he doesn't really lock down, honestly. Like, Kyrie will get his stops, he will get his steals, but I wouldn't necessarily say he's a lockdown defender. Rate the last 5 first-round draft picks. Okay, so let's see. The last first-round draft picks. So 2023 NBA draft. Okay, 2023 NBA draft was Victor. 2022 was Paolo. 2021 was Cade Cunningham. 2020. So Anthony Edwards. Hold on. Anthony Edwards. So it'll be Anthony Edwards. Cade Cunningham. Hold on, let me put the mic down. Paolo. Oh, okay. And Victor. So Zion will be the 2019. Okay, so 5. I would say Cade. Cade right now, because Cade hasn't done any. Cade right now, yeah, Cade's 5. He hasn't done anything in the NBA to prove to be number 1. So Cade is number 5. Number 4, Zion. Zion's number 4. I would say Zion's number 4. Number 3, Paolo Banchero. I'll say Paolo Banchero is number 3. He led the playoffs. He led them to the playoffs in year 2. Zion hasn't even played in the playoffs yet. So yeah, Paolo's 3. 2 is Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards is 2. But number 1 is Victor. I have to say Victor, bro. What Victor has done this year, bro, he could have easily, if his team was good, he would have made the All-Star team. If his team was good, he would have won Defensive Player of the Year. I'm telling you. It's just that, bro, what he did this year has been amazing, bro. He led the league in blocks. He, every matchup he did in dunk, he went right at Giannis, he went at KD, he went at LeBron. He hasn't dunked anything. His potential is so high. The Spurs just have to draft right this year with the 4th and 8th pick. Whatever they do with it, they trade it to get Trae Young, or they trade to get another piece. Free agency, they have to sign well. Victor, I feel like Victor is number 1, bro. Victor is number 1. He averaged. Yeah, bro. 3 blocks is crazy, bro. Like damn near 4. His points, his assists are as much as his blocks. 21. Like he's only gonna get better. Like he's not even 20 yet, bro. No, he is 20. He's not. Yeah, he is 20. He has to be 20. But he's not even in his prime yet, bro. So just imagine his prime. And is good as well. And is good, but Ant's rookie year wasn't like how Victor rookie year is. So let's say it again. 5 Cade, 4 Zion. Hopefully Cade has to step up this year. Hopefully, bro. I know Cade, you ain't been having no team. You got the 5th pick 3 years in a row, bro. But Cade had to step up. 4 Zion, 3 Paulo, 2 Ant, and 1 Victor. Those are my answers. And this last question leads off to the coaching carousel. Thoughts about J.J. Redick potentially becoming a Lakers next head coach. Wow. If J.J. becomes the Lakers' next head coach, that would be crazy. J.J. Redick is one of the smartest basketball players. He was one of the smartest basketball players. He's one of the smartest basketball analysis commentators. All he does. I watch his podcast with Brian. He got podcasts with Brian, podcasts on his own. And I be watching him set up plays that other teams run. And the way he explains his plays is so amazing. Like he will be a good coach for sure. Because he knows his sets, he knows his players well. But going to the Lakers as your first job is so much pressure, bro. Because it's a win or lose season, bro. You see how the Lakers been doing their coaches the last 3 years, bro? I don't want to say the reason why, but you know the reason why. It's like J.J. Redick has 2 years, bro. If he signs with the Lakers, he has 2 years to win the ship. 2 or 3 years to win the ship. If he doesn't do anything with the Lakers, he's going to get fired, bro. J.J. Redick should become a head coach, but the Lakers will be tough. But then again, you don't want J.J. to go to the Wizards where he's on a bad team because he will get fired quick if they're not progressing. Like, it's just so hard nowadays with coaching, bro. It's literally a hit or miss, bro. It's literally like the Lakers fired Darvin Ham after 2 years. But year 1, he made it to the Western Conference Finals. But year 2, they lost to the same team that they beat. I mean, no, they lost to the same team they lost to in the conference finals that they lost in the first round. So, like, how can you fire that? And their wins went up from last season. It was like, why do you fire him? Y'all blaming him as the reason? Oh, yeah, okay, he doesn't call timeouts. Like, he wasn't calling timeouts during runs and stuff like that. Yeah, he blew leads every game in the halftime versus the Nuggets, but it's like every time y'all hire a new coach, y'all basically restart. It's not easy winning with a new coach in the first season. Like, since Braun got there, they fired Luke Walton, Frank Vogel, who they won a ship with. They won a ship with Frank Vogel, and they fired him the year after. No, the year after they got the retirement home team. Carmelo, Westbrook, Dwight Howard, all the retired folks. Who else they had on that team? They didn't even make the playoffs. They fired him. But it's like the roster he's given, like Rob Pelinka's given Frank Vogel that type of roster. Like, what is he supposed to do? Frank Vogel is a defensive coach. You're giving him old players that's not playing defense. Like, of course, like, they're going to be trash. Like, I knew they were going to be trash that year. So after Frank Vogel, they hired Darvin Ham, and now Darvin Ham's going. So that'll be his 4th coach in the Lakers. LeBron's 4th coach with the Lakers. If J.J. Redick hires the Lakers, it's going to be rough, bro. Because they're going to be like, you do a podcast with LeBron, so everything LeBron does is going to go because you telling LeBron no probably won't happen. What else? People in the locker room are going to look at him like as, who's the coach, you or Bron? And plus, he's a young coach. I think Bron might be older than J.J. Redick. I don't know. Is Bron older than J.J. Redick? Bron's turning 40 soon. What is J.J. Redick? JJ Redick is 39. Oh, well, JJ Redick is turning 40 in June. Yeah, they only going to be a couple months apart. So it's like the locker room's like, who's gonna be the coach? Like really, honestly, LeBron's probably gonna be the coach if JD gonna be in there. It's gonna be tough, bro. But let's talk about the coaching carousel. Since the season ended, it's been the Lakers job opened up, the Wizards job opened up, Suns job opened up, Hornets job, and the Nets job. We already talked about the Lakers. Fired Devin Ham after going 47-35. Improvement from last season. Last season they won 43 games as a 7th seed. Both 7 seeds this year. Lost first round. Coaching candidates for them are JJ Redick, like we said, James Borrego from the Pelicans, Chris Quinn from the Miami Heat. I didn't know JJ Redick interviewed for the Toronto Raptors job last year. I didn't know that. I thought this was his first year. But I know he did the Hornets job. The Hornets hired their coach though. The Hornets hired Chris Lee, the former Celtics assistant, after they went 21-61. Steve Clifford stepped down for the second time. Like he was a coach like a couple years ago, and they rehired him back. I don't know why. But Charles Lee, shout out to him. He's an African American coach from Boston Celtics. I feel like he's going to be a great job with the Charlotte Hornets. He's been an assistant for a while. He knows the ropes in the game. His coaching tree is probably amazing. I don't know who he has been with in the past, but a team like the Charlotte Hornets, they're just like the Detroit Pistons in my eyes. They still are being in the rebuilding stage. They've been in the rebuilding stage for too long now. And it's time for them to get out the rebuilding stage like the Rockets and the Magic did when they hired their new coaches. So I feel like Charles Lee, he's going to get them right. LaMelo has to stay healthy. They got the 6th pick this year. They got to draft right. I don't know who should they draft because they got Mark Williams. Mark Williams has showed promise this year, but he only played like 90 games because his back was messed up. Brandon Miller was 3rd in the rookie voting, so that's good. I don't know who else was in their starting 5, but Hornets got a draft right. But I like that pickup for a coach. Even JJ Redick was a coach for that job. Talk about the Phoenix Suns coaching wise. Phoenix Suns hired their new coach. They fired Frank Vogel. If you guys didn't know, it's just they fired Frank Vogel. I feel sorry for Frank Vogel. LeBron got him. He coached LeBron. He coached KD. Both got fired. It's just so hard coaching LeBron and KD. Like, when you coach those two players, you gotta win. Like, you can't get swept in the first round, like the Suns did. You can't miss the playoffs, like the Lakers did with them. But like I said, you gotta win. The Lakers did win with Frank Vogel, so they want to blame Frank Vogel for that. They want to blame Russ for that. I don't know. Something's up with Lakers. I don't know. But Frank Vogel getting fired after one season. They won 49 games, 6 seed, but they got swept in the first round. Bradley Beal looked like he didn't rock with him. I remember he checked out the game. He slapped Coach arm away. It's just so hard after year one. It's so hard to connect with players after one season. That's why I don't think you should fire the coach. But Frank Vogel, I don't know, because it's not really Frank Vogel's fault because he's giving the team that's brought to him. He's not getting the players. The coaches and the owner and the lead executive, James Jones, is getting the players for him. Like, we knew the Suns needed a point guard this year. We knew they needed depth. They didn't get those things. So you can't really bring Frank Vogel. Frank Vogel's a defensive coach. Y'all got him all offensive players. I didn't give him nobody that plays both sides of the ball. KD plays his best both sides of the ball, but does Devin Booker, does Bradley Beal really play both sides of the ball? Nurkic, does he really play both sides of the ball? Yeah, so it's like, come on. They gave Mike Budenholzer. Mike Budenholzer is a former NBA champion with the Bucks. He should never got fired, in my opinion, with the Bucks too. He should never got fired. But hopefully he does good with the Suns. Hopefully they get the championship or something, you know. I just hope like KD doesn't request for a trade. I want him to stay because at this point you keep leaving. They're gonna try to tarnish my boy, bro. KD's most hated in the league, bro. But if KD do leave, let's go back to OKC. But what are the coaches? Brooklyn Nets job. That job's been open since February. They had an intern in Kevin Ollie. Kevin Ollie, he won the national championship. He coached overtime elite. He won a national championship with UConn. That's crazy. UConn won a national championship. Fired him maybe 2 years after that, and they won a national championship again with Dan Hurley twice. That UConn program is amazing. But he was an interim coach there. They didn't resign him. They signed Georgie Fernandez, the former Kings coach. He's an amazing coach. He coached the Canada team Canada got third place this year in the World Cup when they beat USA. They easily could have got first place in my opinion. They had a nice team, which they will probably have a better squad this Olympics in Paris, and they do play USA, a tune-up game in Vegas. I can't wait for that game. I don't know who's going to be on the team this year, but I know they're going to have a good squad. But Jordi Fernandez, he's going to be a great coach for Brooklyn Nets. He's going to change that program, even though that program it's terrible. That front office, Sean Marks, and the owner, John Tessiri, are terrible. They're the reason why KD, James Harden, and Kyrie is gone. KD wanted them to re-sign James Harden. They didn't do that. Kyrie, they didn't allow Kyrie to play. The owner did not allow Kyrie to play because of the COVID mandate. That's messed up. James Harden didn't want to deal with all that drama. Messed up everything. So I blame the front office with that. Now they're struggling because they don't got no draft picks because they traded all that draft picks to Houston for the James Harden trade. Like, Houston got the third pick this year, right? Wait, what pick Houston got? Houston got third. Hold on. I want to talk about the draft lottery, but I don't really. There's nothing really to talk about. My Pistons got fifth again for 3 straight years, so there's not really nothing to talk about. Yeah, Houston got third pick this year, and that's supposed to be Brooklyn's pick. That's crazy. Houston was 11th seed. Oklahoma has their pick at 12, but they end up getting 3 still. Like, come on, the organization messed that up, bro. For them. But Jordi Fernandez, he's going to be a terrific coach. It's questions this year, though. What are they going to do with their players? Are they going to trade Bridges? I don't know if Bridges is going to stay. Cam Thomas probably going to be their best player. They got to deal with Ben Simmons' contract. He's not doing anything but going to Met Gala. He dressed up nice at Met Gala, but that's the best he did all year. He ain't do nothing this season. Nick Claxton's not coming back. I know he's not going to re-sign back unless they give him the bag, but I know. But Jordi Fernandez, he's a great coach, bro. He's been in the NBA for a while. He was with Mike Brown in Sacramento. He was at Cleveland, Denver. So that should be great hiring for them. Now we gotta talk about the Wizards. The Wizards fired their coach. Well, the coach didn't get fired. He stepped down and he worked with the office now. In January, they won 15-67. They got the second pick this year. It's crazy how the Hawks got the first pick with 3%, and then my Pistons get 5th pick for 3 straight years. I keep saying that because it's crazy. We get 5th for 3 straight years, and we've been the worst team for 2 straight years. Got Jaden Ivey that I didn't want. They drafted Jaden Ivey because the Detroit pedigree he has around him. His mom, his dad, and his granddad all play for Detroit sports teams. I wanted Shaedon Sharp, my bad, his name. So Thomas wasn't a bad pick. I like that pick. This year, I don't know. We're probably going to get Matas from G League Unite. I don't know how I feel about that pick. I feel like we need shooting. If we need shooting, we need Reed. I don't know if Reed's going to be available at 5. Reed has been a top player at Kentucky. But there's not too much shooting that in this draft. This draft class is pretty weak. So I don't know. We'll talk about the draft when we're closer to that date. But the Wizards, I haven't seen too much of who they've been trying to go for. I see Brian Keefe was the interim coach. He's expected to be the permanent gig though. That's what they're saying. I don't know too much about him, but he's been in the NBA for a while. But the Wizards need some help. Jordan Poole is trash. Like, we knew Jordan Poole wasn't good. He was just good with he's not a system player. He's good with the Golden State system, but I knew he was to be trash. Who they drafted? They had the dude overseas, Bali as a pick, but he was alright. But yeah, that's all for the coaching carousels. The Wizards got to get this. There's nothing really to talk about with the Wizards. They just got to draft well. They're probably going to draft another French guy, a shooter, or they could get Rob at number 2. Rob will be a bait. I feel like Rob should go there, but I don't know. It's rough. It's rough out here, man. But we'll see if the Cleveland job is going to be open. They probably going to fire him. My phone's on Do Not Disturb. He probably got fired at that time. Like, I remember last time my phone was on Do Not Disturb, Frank Vogel got fired. That's crazy. When I was doing my podcast, Frank Vogel got fired. And my phone was on Do Not Disturb. I saw that right after I was done with the podcast. So we don't know about the podcast. About the situation with Cleveland. With Donovan Mitchell request a trade, Darius Garland request a trade. Like I said before, I don't think they worked out. But hey, what do I know? I just do a podcast. But shout out to the WNBA. The WNBA just started. Caitlin Clark played her first game, 20-10, but 10 turnovers. But she'll get better for sure. Diana Taurasi played her game. She had 23 points versus the Aces. AJ Wilson, hey, she is tough. 30-13 first game. They did their whole new logo. They like the San Antonio. What's the San Antonio's old team? I forgot their old team. Becky Hammond used to play for them. Their coach. That's how I just thought. San Antonio Stars. They look like the San Antonio Stars with the new colors. They're silver now instead of the red and gold. They're black and silver instead of black, red, and gold. But Diana's year 20, dropping 23 game one. Jackie Young 23. AJ Wilson 30. I didn't peep Chelsea Young, not Chelsea. Chelsea didn't play. What's her name? But Kelsey Plum at 19. But Chelsea Gray, that's her name. She didn't play game one. I didn't peep that. Who else played? The Liberty won their first game. Quiet game for Sabrina Ionescu, 15 points. Brianna Stewart, 8 points. Jonquel Jones had 25 though. Ella Deladon didn't play. I don't think she's playing this year, doing personal reasons. But shout out to the WNBA for sure. The Storm played. They lost their first game. Naneku had 20. Drew Lloyd had 10. Skylar Dickens had 10. I'm just saying players that are that are like star players. Shit. UConn, Alyssa Thomas, I believe that's her name. Alyssa Thomas had a triple-double first game. 13, 10, and 13. Like, jeez. She had Sparks played. It's crazy. Clayton Clark, they got her playing in NBA arenas. I saw like Atlanta, when she goes to Atlanta, they'll play in State Farm Arena where the Hawks play at. So that'd be huge. Angel Reese, 12 points her first game. I can't pronounce her name. Arike Ongubuale from Notre Dame, 25, first game. She's nice. But that's probably all for this podcast. Tune in. Special episode next week. Oh, the Sparks played too. I forgot. Shit. The Sparks played. Let me load that up real quick. Versus the Dream. I think that's Tina Charles. Tina Charles had 29. 21, my bad. Tina Charles had 21. She old now, 35. Fuck. Renee Howard, 25 from Kentucky. She's nice on the Dream. Cameron Brink had 11. Kia Nurse had 23. What's her name? Damari Hamley had 20. Rukia Jackson had what she had? Rukia Jackson had 7. 18 minutes. Cameron Brink 11. If I didn't say her. But yeah, that's all. Shout out to the women WNBA. We're gonna keep following them. It's gonna be the best season ever because that rookie class is really putting them on the map. But like, subscribe, send your post notifications, and like I said, next week's episode is gonna be a special one. And thank you, and that's it.